In the quiet suburban streets of Maplewood, Lora walked to her little fruit stand, carrying the basket of ripe guavas she had prepared herself. She had raised two remarkable daughters, Ariana, a fierce army officer stationed miles away at a border post, and Sophie, the young and sharp district attorney of the town. Lora's heart swelled with pride every time someone asked her about them. "One defends the nation, the other the law of our town," she would say, smiling through her weathered face. Yet, despite her pride, Lora sometimes sat by her stall alone, the weight of daily struggle quietly pressing down on her shoulders. Everything seemed fine that morning, until Detective Ryan roared down the street on his motorcycle. He parked roughly, came straight to her basket, and without a word plucked a guava and bit into it. Lora flinched. "Sir, they are sweet. I can weigh them for you," she murmured. Ryan, puffing with arrogance, replied, "Yeah, give me a kilo." Trembling, she packed the fruit and handed it over. He then pulled out another guava, bit into it, and grimaced. "What is this? Completely tasteless," he barked. "You fooled me, and don't expect a dime from me." Lora, gathering all her courage, pleaded, "Sir, I worked hard for these. Please, just a little payment." That was the moment Ryan's temper erupted. He grabbed the basket with a violent jerk and hurled it across the street. The guavas scattered everywhere, rolling into the gutter as Lora stood frozen, tears welling up in her eyes. A crowd gathered, whispering but powerless to intervene against the uniformed man. Ryan revved his motorcycle and sped off as if nothing had happened. From the rooftop of a nearby house, a young man named Jason had captured the entire incident on his phone. His blood boiled. Having known Lora since childhood, he respected her deeply. He sent the video immediately to Ariana along with a short message. "Ariana, watch what just happened to Mom today." Thousands of miles away amidst snowy mountains and the border post, Ariana's phone buzzed. An unknown number. She opened the video. Her calm, steely gaze turned red with anger as she saw Detective Ryan throw her mother's basket to the ground. Her hands trembled, but her training kept her focus sharp. She forwarded the video to Sophie, who was in the middle of a critical meeting at the DA's office. Sophie saw the video and froze. The sight of her mother, helpless and humiliated, left her heart pounding. "Didi, I can't bear this," Sophie's voice quivered. Ariana responded with a controlled fury, "I'm coming. I won't leave him unpunished." But Sophie, calm and calculated, replied, "No, Ariana, you are needed at the post. This is my fight. I will get justice for Mom, within the law." After a pause, Ariana agreed, but muttered, "Make sure he suffers." Sophie assured her, "Don't worry, this is my case now." Ending the call, Sophie quickly dismissed her meeting and left in her personal car. On the way, she changed into plain clothes, yellow slacks, and a simple blouse, wanting to approach her mother, not as a da, but Lora saw Sophie and froze. "Sophie, are you okay?" she asked. Sophie didn't answer immediately, only embraced her mother tightly. Sitting in Lora's arms, Sophie couldn't hold back her tears. "Why didn't you tell us?" she whispered. Lora choked. "I didn't want to trouble you girls. He's a police officer." Sophie wiped her mother's tears and held her hand. "You are not alone anymore, Mom. I will restore your dignity." That night, Sophie devised a precise plan. She knew that entering the precinct as Da in full uniform would make officers cautious, but might allow the real culprits to escape. She needed them exposed on their own turf. The next morning, in plain clothes, Sophie entered the Maplewood precinct, heart steady but mind alert. The atmosphere was exactly as she expected. Officers slouched lazily, Detective Ryan and Sergeant Sanford joking over tea. Sophie approached the front desk timidly. "I'd like to file a complaint." Sanford barely glanced. "What happened?" Yesterday, at the market, an officer threw my mother's basket, she said, trying to sound nervous. Ryan froze mid-laugh, his eyes narrowing. Who said that? He demanded. You did, sir. You threw my mother's basket, Sophie said firmly. Ryan laughed mockingly. So what? She made a mess. Move along, kid. Before the argument escalated, a flustered officer burst in. Sir, Mr. Richard Crane is here. At the mention of the powerful local politician's name, Ryan and Sanford paled. Crane entered, wearing his usual crisp suit, a tempting charm. But the moment his eyes fell on Sophie, his smile vanished. Kneeling slightly, he stammered, "Duh. I would have responded immediately if I had known." Ryan and Sanford were dumbfounded. How could this seemingly ordinary girl command such respect? Soon, a convoy of senior officers entered, standing silently behind Sophie. The precinct went silent. The DA's commanding tone cut through. Detective Ryan, Sergeant Sanford, you are suspended immediately. Orders were executed swiftly, their badges and guns removed. The once proud men now cowered. Even Richard Crane tried to mediate, but Sophie's icy gaze silenced him. These are not naive mistakes. They are abuse of authority. Law will teach them a lesson. The following day, Lora's market was again targeted, this time a planted drug bust. Panic spread across Maplewood. The media called it a sensational scandal. Sophie remained calm, calling in the sheriff to protect her mother while she coordinated the investigation. With the help of Jason, every detail around the market was scrutinized. CCTV revealed a man slipping something under Lora's basket. Connected to Detective Ryan and Richard Crane, evidence was mounting. Sophie set a trap. False news that the culprit was caught on clear CCTV. Crane panicked, instructing Ryan and Sanford to dispose of him, but surveillance captured them red-handed. The next morning, Crane was arrested at his mansion by Sophie, the sheriff, and a full task force. He sputtered, "You can't touch me." "Game over," Sophie said, her voice steel-hard. The sting operation revealed phone calls, recorded conversations, and direct evidence of corruption and abuse. Lora was exonerated, leading the precinct and market safe once more. Mother and daughters reunited, finally free from fear. The story ended as a testament. When courage, intelligence, and justice align, even the most corrupt powers cannot prevail. Lora never had to sell fruit again. Ariana returned on leave. Sophie continued to serve the law. And Maplewood learned the cost of underestimating a family united by love and righteousness.